Hi, before I start this video, I'd like to thank our wonderful donor who requested the video. And if you want any scaling videos done like this one, I take Cashapp donations. More info in the pinned comment. Can Medaka Kurakami from Medaka Box survive in the world of Dragon Ball? Before I get into the video, for narrative purposes, I'd have to ignore Medaka's actual characteristics. In a realistic scenario, she'd be very friendly with the Z Fighters and function as a ridiculous plot armor for the team. But that's boring. So today, we have a hypothetical bloodlusted Medaka who wants everyone's head on a stick. To start, let's scale Medaka. Now, there's a million complicated ways I can scale Medaka's regular stats, but here on the SaiyamanSpeaks channel, we like simplicity. So let's scale Medaka off of a character that my returning viewers may be more familiar with, Ajimu. Why can I scale Medaka off of Ajimu, you ask? Because Ajimu admitted inferiority to Medaka in this scan. So how strong is Ajimu? She transcends the entire Medaka Box verse. Here, she states that she views everyone in it as fiction. She changed the genre of her own manga. Not only is she completely aware that she's fictional, she said she would end the manga. In the same scan, she is referred to as a transcendent character, further back in the claim. She is referred to as all-knowing and all-powerful. But how big is this cosmology that she transcends? That's our problem. We don't exactly know. There's so many feats in Medaka Box, but not too many cosmological statements to prove the weight of said feats. Let's break down the limited knowledge we have. Of course, they live in a universe as assumed with every fictional verse, and there's one scan referring to transcending dimensions. This would put the verse at bare minimum 4th dimensional, making Ajimu 5th dimensional as she transcends it, and of course, Medaka is now 5th dimensional as well through association. Now that's cool and all, but her hacks are her specialty. Our donor has helped to pick out some of the strongest and most relevant ones to use in the battle, as there's like 90 of them that nobody wants to sort through. She has an ability called The End, which allows her to copy any ability and use it better than the original user. Then there's Bookmaker, which allows her to bring any opponent to her level in every aspect upon activation. She has Autopilot, which is basically just Ultra Instinct. It allows her to fight without actually trying, allowing for her body to do the work for her. She has My Standard Damage, which makes it so any damage inflicted by her can never heal. She has Lost Password, which turns her enemies back to level 1, which is weak. She has Encounter, which pushes away all damage done to her. There's also Scar Dead, which allows her to reopen any wound no matter how old. And lastly, she can create any ability to do anything, no matter how insane it is. So, Medaka strong, but can she conquer the Dragon world? Let's start with the main character of the Dragon Ball world, Goku. My returning viewers have seen me do this version of Goku scaling many times now, so here's the timestamp for when I'm done, if you don't want me to repeat myself. Physical strength and destructive capacity. In the Battle of God's Arc of Dragon Ball Super, Goku clashed fists with Beerus, and Elder Kai made a statement that sums up Goku's strength. Elder Kai states, "If these two clash against each other like this a few more times, people, planets, gods like us, even Beerus and Goku will be completely destroyed. There will be nothing left in the universe. It will turn into a vacuum made of nothingness." This means Goku was able to threaten the entirety of the universe in macrocosm, and one cannot argue that this was only in relation to the living world, as Elder Kai explicitly states gods like us when he was referring to what would be destroyed. This would mean the shockwaves from a few punches from Goku and Beerus could literally obliterate the whole universe. Their clash was incredibly damaging, and planets around the living universe began to fade away. Luckily, Goku caught on to this and began punching at a perfect angle at which the power could be concentrated in a more controlled manner. But what does this even mean? How large is the universe in question? Universe 7 is a macrocosm which is split into two parts, the top and the bottom half. Let's start with the bottom. The bottom half of the macrocosm is something called the living world. Inside this living world there exist two constructs, the cosmos and the demon realm. The cosmos, also known as the living universe of Dragon Ball, is an infinitely sized construct, as stated in so many scans. The demon realm is its own universe, as it's stated to be parallel to the living universe, being like two sides of the same coin. So we have two infinitely sized universes, but what else exists within the living world? Time. One of the main things that separates the bottom half of the macrocosm to the top is time. The living world is its own time space. So far, we have a 4th dimensional, low multiversal construct. Now for the top half, the afterlife. Before I explain anything, the afterlife, also known as the other world, dimensionally transcends the living world, the 4th dimensional construct. There are 3 main realms in the afterlife: Hell, Enma's realm, and Heaven. These three realms exist on a dimensional hierarchy, each transcending the last in that order. Hell shares the fifth dimensional existence of the other world, Enma's realm is above that, making it sixth dimensional, and Heaven is above that, making it seventh dimensional. But there's one more thing. The Kaioshin realm is a realm that exists both outside and above the Dragon Ball macrocosm. It's stated to observe the entire macrocosm the same way Otherworld observes the living world, implying a similar dimensional transcendence. This would mean the macrocosm in its entirety is 8th dimensional, meaning Goku and Beerus are 8th dimensional as well. For speed, he's faster than Jiren, who transcends time, which is immeasurable speed. Now, what makes this more insane is that this 8th dimensional power isn't even exclusive to the God forms. Here, Goku is shown to absorb the power of Super Saiyan God, so he can use it without transforming. Beerus even stated that the power has fused with his very being. So Super Goku would get to 8th dimensional with immeasurable speed. But what's beyond Goku? Well, there's Beerus, who, while being far stronger than Goku, is not too far off from him scaling-wise. The same goes for Whis, and the Grand Priest. In fact, the only feat that's larger than this was done by a little child. Of course, I'm talking about the Omni King Zeno in the Future Trunks arc. When Zamasu fused with the entire timeline, Zeno decided to take him out. His method of doing this was, in his words not mine, to make all of existence go away. Zeno obliterated all of existence casually. Now, why is this higher than the macrocosm? Because the highest level of reality known to Zeno is his own realm. The realm in question contains all 12 universes and makes them look like little toys in terms of size, small bouncy balls. His realm contains 12 8th dimensional constructs and makes them look like little playthings in comparison to the size of the whole realm. This would place Zeno and his realm at 9th dimensional. For feats that aren't related to his erasing ability, he's kind of fodder. He hasn't shown any feats of durability, physical strength, or speed, but his 9th dimensional power is valuable to look at. So now that we've analyzed both sides, let's see who wins. But before I go over that, I'm gonna plug my podcast. Recently, I started the world's first power scaling podcast, where I will speak with many scalers across the community on all scaling topics. In this podcast, you'll see me go way more in depth on not only my takes, but also the takes of my guests. For the first episode, my brother John Pizza Pasta and I had a great talk about One Piece, its scaling, and the functionality of its world. Check it out at the first link in the description. So, in combat, Medaka is definitely beating the whole Z-Fighter team. They, mostly Goku, tend to pace fights where the opponent is weaker than them, allowing for an actual battle to take place rather than instantly killing. Medaka would be no exception to this, but in a bloodlusted state, she would just use Scar Dead to reopen Goku's chest wound from the Saiyan saga and use Bookmaker to outhax the rest. See these guys on your screen? They're all dead! The gods, same situation. She's completely impervious to damage. That encounter ability is super broken. She can't be beaten down and she can't be erased. And it doesn't even matter if a character is stronger and faster than her in every way. The very moment she faces her opponent, she can just use Lost Password and make the Grand Priest fodder.
So Medaka still is Dragon Ball no matter what?
Not exactly. There's one loophole. She can't be erased due to her abilities, but there's nothing saying that her abilities can't be stripped from her. Here's a scenario. Bloodlusted Medaka terrorizes the people of West City, destroying them slowly. Goku and Vegeta sense her energy and quickly arrive on the scene, with Bulma following behind on ship. Medaka outhaxes and kills Goku and Vegeta. Bulma freaks out and calls Whis and Beerus on her little device. Beerus is furious that his rivals have been killed, and Whis brings him to Earth. Gohan, Piccolo, and the others feel the energy, but are too afraid to fight Medaka after Goku and Vegeta died, so they kinda just watch when the gods arrive. Beerus and Whis arrive, and Medaka kills Beerus, wiping out the entire god hierarchy in Universe 7. Everyone retreats in sheer terror. Bulma and Gohan come together, and being the ultra-high IQ characters, they figure out that it's all in the abilities. Bulma makes a Super Dragon Radar, they find the balls, wish to remove Medaka's abilities, Gohan destroys her, the end happily ever after. It is super possible for this scenario to happen, but that's only if Medaka attacks slowly. If she wanted to blitzkrieg the entire verse, she could have had the top guys dead very quickly. So to answer the question in the title, yes, Medaka can survive Dragon Ball, but in certain scenarios, she can be defeated. Thank you, goodbye.
Thank you for watching this almost perfect video.
Can you drop the ego for 1 second?
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And hit the notification bell for future updates. Or else. Ha ha ha!